realise that there's plenty out there for everybody. Guarantee. I mean, what's the statistics about people with bad backs in this country? Whether you're an osteopathic, chiropractor, myofascial release practitioner, or blah, 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 whatever else it is, there's plenty of people out there with bad backs. It's the way we are at the moment. The stress causes it. We're all sitting on our computers all day long. You don't have to be bothered. All you have to do is make sure that people know about you and are sharing about you. And the best way to make people share about you is have raving fans who are your clients. Every time you have a client, you give them the ultimate experience and they go and tell 20 people about it. Or better still, they give you a testimonial. And they pop it on your website and they pop it on wherever else they can find, Facebook or whatever. But understanding that they can go, oh, I don't need to be in competition. Oh, it's lovely. I can give of myself. I charge what I'm worth. I attract rather than go to and grab sales. I attract the right people to me. And then
you picked up on charging. I mean, to be honest, vast majority of people in our industry, their only guide to what they should be charging is looking around to see what everybody else is charging and then making a decision about where you want to be. Do you want to be in the middle? Do you want to be at one end or the other? And that tends to be a key. So you have osteopaths, chiropractors, physios, just to pick because you started talking about them, all basically charging roughly the same sort of thing locally because they can't possibly be more expensive because nobody would come to me. Well, actually, we know that that's bollocks. It just doesn't work like that. People will go where the success is. They will pay what somebody's worth if that person is standing out as somebody who gets great results.
Well, from my experience, whenever I've had somebody like this that I've been coaching, that's one of the first conversations we have. I look at them and say, how much are you charging? And you need to put your prices up. And there's this kind of, what's she saying to me? And anyway, every single time they've done it, whoever I've asked, I think you should put your prices up, every single person's gone, it wasn't a problem. I really thought it was going to be a problem. I thought I was going to lose loads of clients. I thought this, whatever, all the chimp brain going crazy. You can't do that. This is going to happen. It didn't happen. And they're, 15-20% of their income goes up almost overnight just because they are charging what they're worth. Absolutely what they're worth. And it goes back to this self-worth kind of thing, isn't it? If you don't have self-worth, then you're not going to want to collaborate with somebody because you feel like they're taking something from you. But if you know what your value is and it's going through a process to understand your value, then working with other people, it's complementary. It's working together. They do the stuff you don't like, you do the stuff that you don't. You do the stuff that you like, and you're stronger. Together, the client gets a better deal. And if we all focus on the client first and us second, we create amazing opportunities along the way. That's what I love about collaboration. It means you've got so much more potential.
Oh, absolutely, totally. And they stand out. They stand out from their competition like a beacon.
Yeah. It's even walking through a door. I've had people say to me, "Oh, your energy's great," and it's like, well, you know that you're good at what you do, so you're kind of proud of what you do. So you're head up, shoulders back, looking out. And where people that are insecure and not sure, if, as you were saying, in a certain organisation, they have to do a 60 seconds. In order to network and tell people about their worth, they kind of shuffle and they mumble and they forget to say their name and they forget to say who they can help, and because there's just this insecurity that's there all the time. So being in a place where there is no other chiropractor or no other osteopath or whatever, it's a safe space for them, and they kind of need a safe space. What you and I are trying to do is let them know they don't need a safe space. They're protecting themselves from nothing. The threat that they think is there actually doesn't exist.
Totally.
And there might be 1 or 2% of people out there just to strike people up and, take clients and whatever they can do to down you. But you know what? I think most of those people are imaginary. I've never come across somebody that callous that actually goes, oh, you're an osteopath, I'm a chiropractor, I'm going to get to know you because I'm going to steal your clients. Doesn't happen.
No, I don't.
Confident in yourself and you know what your value is, you've got nothing to fear. You've got nothing to fear. So, Simon, tell me, what's your ultimate dream with what you're trying to achieve? How do you see it panning out? Tell us your big vision.
Changing an entire industry to the way that industry is modelled, the industry is trained, and how we consume it. I mean, that's the dream. And to be honest, right now I'm not working at the physio-chiropractic osteopathic level for all the reasons that you've elaborated earlier. There are some low-hanging fruit, which is the exercise, the exercise space and the manual therapy space.
Right.
Because that's a massive, big win here. Let me say something here. Over 90%, actually, it's about 92% of every single common injury scenario, back, knee, shoulder, whatever, that we all get. Okay, over 92% of those don't just happen. Okay, you were almost predestined for it to happen because of things that happen in your lifestyle.
Yeah.
And one of the big things that I'm working with personal trainers around is actually none of them are trained to actually work out what the right exercises for the client should be. Okay.
Okay. That seems so logical. Why would they not know?
Well,
that's really good.
Because they're not trained to do it. Okay. I've just been running a thread in one of my Facebook groups, which is aimed at the personal trainers, saying, how do you know whether squatting, lunging, or stepping, are right for the person you're giving that exercise to?
Yeah.
And the sort of answers I'm getting back are, well, if it doesn't look right or it's painful for them. All right.
Interesting.
Now, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Now, so what I'm teaching personal trainers to do, and I'm working with personal trainers directly and also through training organisations, is actually learn how to work out whether, for an example, stepping, lunging and squatting, but you can apply it across any exercise. I'm just picking those because they're common. Okay, so new client comes to PT and you basically do some things with them, all right, and work out and say, okay, stepping, lunging and squatting isn't right for you right now, but D, E and F are fine. So I'm going to build your training program around D, E and F, not A, B and C. They're not trying to do that right now. That's some of the training that I give them.
Wow.
Now, some personal trainers will not have the right head on their shoulders to do that analytical work, and that's absolutely fine. Some will, some won't. It sort of requires a why mentality and a bit of an engineering mindset to work that out, because the human body is a machine. And some personal trainers will be fine doing that sort of thing, and some will not. But where they can start to collaborate to make this happen is to build a joint venture with another professional where they work, like a massage therapist. Okay. All right. Who quite often PTs and massage therapists work in the same physical space.
Yeah.
Okay. But they don't work with each other. They think that, okay, one is exercise and one's when there's a problem.
Yes.
So I'm changing that dynamic completely and saying, actually, all right, the massage therapist has got certain hands-on skills which you as a personal trainer don't have. Okay, so why not develop a working relationship with the massage therapist, and then I can train. It benefits me because I can train both of them and get this common language, common understanding, so they're all talking the same language. But actually, a high-end product might be when you take on a new client who joins a gym, and a personal trainer takes on a new client, as part of his take-on process says, right, you're going to spend 45 minutes with this person over here who's a massage therapist, because they're going to give me the information about what exercises are right for you right now. Now, that's not booking them in for a massage.
No.
That's not taking them as a client. I want to get them as a client so I can get them on my massage bench and do a massage, because it's got nothing to do with massage. It's just the skill set that professional's got works so beautifully with the exercise professional. And this could be a Pilates teacher just as equally. It doesn't have to be a personal trainer. It could be anybody in the exercise space, working out what that client is best, what's best for them right now to achieve their objectives.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the PT then takes over to build the exercise program.
And then potentially, ongoing from that, you need the nutritionist to build in the diet, because if they're still shoving 20 donuts down their face after a training session, they're kind of wasting their energy in the gym in the first place. So
there is the whole biopsychosocial aspects of this, of course. But I'm starting with low hanging fruit, which is just what exercises are right for you. Now, come back to what I said: 92% of all injury is caused by essentially people doing the wrong exercises when they go to the gym or their exercise classes.
Yeah.
Okay. But nobody knows this because it's not visible. You can't look at them. I can't look at you and say, oh, you're going to get back pain. All right. But there are certain things you can do now. And this is what I teach these professionals to do, is to pick up the markers that say you realise you're actually at quite a high risk of back pain or knee pain or whatever down the line, or knee injury or back injury. Okay. So right now we won't give you those exercises, but we'll give you a whole shed of other exercises which are fine for your body right
now. Yeah.
So it's building these. Yes, I've got a grand vision of changing an entire industry, but we need to work with the low-hanging fruit. And the easiest one to work with is the personal trainer, exercise professional, Pilates specialist, whatever, okay, and the soft tissue specialist, because they've got totally complementary skill sets okay, that can deliver real benefit to each other. Okay.
Yeah.
So that, turn it on its head. As a soft tissue specialist, is where I started developing these ideas. When I ran my clinic as a soft tissue specialist, and I learned some of the stuff I now know, I knew when I needed to engage the exercise professional,
right,
to help take their rehab to another level.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would go and find one of the PTs and says, right, for the next couple of weeks, can you two work together? And I'll check in on you and I'll see you in a couple of weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. But at that point, I handed them over to the personal trainer. Okay, that wasn't handing the client over in a sense of, oh, I've lost that client now. It was simply me saying, actually, I know that I'm not an exercise professional, but there's 6 of them sitting out there in the gym. Let me go out there. Let me engage with them at the right time for this client. So I've done my bit, and then hand them over to the soft tissue specialist. And then they'll probably come back to me to do another bit. But I needed the exercise piece sorted, and that wasn't my skill set.
Exactly.
So this low-hanging fruit of the soft tissue specialist as I was and the exercise professional, it's a really, really powerful one.
And absolutely. And also the fact that you had this abundance mindset that they'll probably come back to me at some point. But you're doing the best for the client rather than working out how you can keep some money in your back pocket. I did that with a client who came to me about her business, but it was pretty, you could see quite clearly that she wasn't functioning very well. We tried to work out why she wasn't functioning very well. Obviously, you do a bit of personal development with people. But actually, her main core that she acknowledged was the menopause was hitting her really hard. So within our collaborative community, we had the menopause maven, Carol May, and she took her on and was able to support her and help her. And then at some point, she'll come back to me and, we can work on the business again. But while she was focusing on, I have so many hot flushes and I can't do this and I can't do this and I can't do this, there was no point trying to help her with the business while she was focusing on all of those things. And at the end of the day, it's what that person, how she can be helped, because otherwise, why are we here? If you take money out of the equation, most people would do things differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's interesting.
It is a mindset. It's a mindset which you either have or you don't have. You can learn it. I've learned it, by learning some hard lessons.
Well, I think fundamentally, most people don't have it. I think, in my experience, there are not many people that do have it. And it's not surprising when you consider throughout our life, we have been taught to be separate. If you look at the 1980s, it was all about me, not in my backyard, the yuppies, the NIMBYs, it was all about, I'm going to be a success at any cost. And it was, let's cut down the other people. I'm going to be fantastic. And it's all me. And that has had hangover from that is that we